around you has to be a conflict. Not everything around you has to be problematic. It doesn't have to be hurtful. It doesn't need to be a big deal. It can just be what it is. You can dead the situation and you can keep it pushing. And I really like that level of energy. I really like how that song rolls. So I created a energetic like overall spread that's going to dive into how you stay up and flow and how you can dead the BS like a matador, okay? So it's really, really going to be a chill environment, a chill night. I am actually going to let the trolls do their thing because they need to hear this message too. And I know that at some point in time, they're going to feel like they need to try to distract me, but we are tapped in, honey. So we're going to allow them to twerk in the chat. We're going to allow them to show that they are not going to move us or move this message. So again, I invite you to bring your curiosity. I invite you to be wherever your energy shows up, and I invite you to like this live stream. So when I'm talking about being on your level of not allowing yourself to be distracted, hurt, or engulfed into unnecessary drama, pain, or conversation, I want you to understand like that causes a release. Like you have to be called to release something that doesn't want you to be attracted to negativity and hurt. And this is a big deal because this is an invitation to reflect on what's no longer aligned. And what's no longer aligned is you being so wrapped up into what other people are thinking about you that you have decided to say, whatever they think about me is none of my business. Tap in. Whatever they believe about me is not something I need to be worried about. Why? Because whatever they think it is a projection. Whatever they think it is something that is internal to them. And so when you're tapping in and you're thinking about no longer allowing what's heavy to place you in an environment that feels like you have to fight for your life, right? You have to feel sometimes when you are so engulfed in what other people think about you, any little bit of feedback feels like you have to fight to prove something. And the fact of the matter is that you don't have to prove anything, friend. You don't have to defend yourself. And I had a friend that kind of described it to me perfectly. And she said sometimes it felt like my spiritual back was against the wall and I was fighting and punching for my life, and nobody understood why I felt so triggered or why I felt the need to fight people who couldn't give a darn about me. Tap in. Sometimes you feel like you have to fight people who truly don't care about you. And that's wild. I want you to look back at a time where you thought someone cared about you until you recognized that they were playing with you all along. Like, what did that feel like once you came to that realization? Was it something that you wanted to continuously participate in with that person? Tap in. Of course not. Was that a situation where you felt like you needed that person to explain why they were playing with you or dogging you out or making it seem like you weren't worthy of anything, including respect? Of course not. You kept it pushing. Yes, tap in. So when we're talking about what are you being gently called to release, you're not even gently releasing this. You are making a huge statement. You are letting the universe, you're letting the energetic powers that be and the layers of realms understand that you are no longer going to be aligned or forced to align with those that do not care about you, those that choose to use your gifts as a source of covering up their mess, and you will not be engaging in the back and forth. Let me tell you something. Tap in, friend. There are people out there who really enjoy being in conflict 24/7. There are people out there who enjoy being at odds with other people 24/7. Just so people thrive in chaos, in dark chaos. And they do this because they're demons. I mean, tap in. We don't need to really go deep with it. They do this because they are honoring another part of them that is a call to darkness. And that's not where you are. That's never been where you are. But they feed off of, they feed off of you and your light and attempting, listen to me, tap in, friend, attempting to get your light to interact with their disgusting behavior. And I was one of those people who felt like at one point in time I had to defend myself, until I recognized that I was trying to defend myself, first of all, for what, but it also against, for who again? And it was oftentimes a bum. When you look at somebody's character, okay, now we just got finished honoring the great Dr. Martin Luther D. King, right? And a lot of people want to focus on one part of his I Have a Dream speech, even though Dr. King was coming to get that check, but that's another conversation for another time. He said something that was profound, and that was judging somebody by the contents of their character. Now, do I believe personally that you have to judge someone off of one mistake, even if it's a big mistake? Of course not. Am I somebody who believes that a series of unfortunate events makes someone a bad person? Of course I don't. I believe that life needs a huge learning curveball. And I believe some of you feel that way as well. Tap in. Where you don't align is when you see someone who is in constant turmoil, who feels the need to be drawn to dark energy, dark behaviors, and complete chaos 24/7. Y'all seen these people, they all up on Facebook, spilling each other's tea and tagging each other, talking about all types of personal information that is just, oh my gosh, it's absolutely insane, right? You see them all up on certain video platforms like the one we're watching each other on right now, and they are going back and forth with beefs and dropping pictures and talking about each other's parents, and it's just disgusting behavior. These are people that operate in full-blown chaos 24/7. And make no mistake about it, friends, tap in. They will attempt to get you to join the festivities. Listen, we will not be a part, and you will not be a part of any type of ritual that puts your light at risk or has somebody questioning your light. Okay, so again, what feels heavy, and how can you release this honorably? And that's what the death card in reverse is asking us to do. This is not just I have to let it go. This is I have to let it go, and I'm going to work through this, because oftentimes what I hear from y'all, friend, is that when you have participated in a high level of dysfunction, it's hard for you to pull yourself out, and it's hard for you to forgive yourself once you reach a level of you understand why you got there. And that's not what you deserve. Okay, you learn, right? Peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned. That's what the conversation is about. So it's really interesting that immediately upon us learning that we have to dead the bullshit with anybody, the first thing that we're called to do is trust that we have to release anyone that thrives in chaos. That's the first thing. That is the first thing. Tap in. And I really do love that for you, friend, because it's a big deal and it takes a lot of inner work to get there. So when I am working with release energy, sometimes I wonder, what word do I invite in that can help me with this release therapy, so to speak? And I feel like the word that's about to come out, look, expansion. So when you get rid of, or when you find yourself away from people who are operating in chaos 24/7, once you remove yourself, guess what happens? You start to expand. And make no mistake about it, as you expand, you will see people try to tap into that energy with you and squander and squash what it is you're trying to expand to. I've personally experienced that, and I'm sure you have too, Fran. So how are you being invited to trust the flow of your journey during this time? And let's see. Wow. Your journey and what you should trust is being guided truly about what you see and not allowing any type of gaslighting to take a hold of you and trick you out of the fact that you are seeing what you're seeing. Because there is a moment where not only you are guided to let go, but what are you surrendering to? And you are surrendering to not just your intuition, right? Because that is always a lifelong journey, trusting your intuition, believing that there is something beyond your five senses that knows what's happening, can understand that this is big. No, I believe that the Three of Pentacles is truly asking us at this time to surrender to what is right in front of our faces. Sometimes it is what it is, right? Sometimes what you're looking at is the truth. And there is no larger explanation outside of you see it with your own eyes. Remember, Cat Williams said in one of his comedy joints, we had the velvet green jacket on. He said that when he went to the clubs, the celebrities would be right in front of his face, taking a full-blown sniff on the table. And he'd be like, you know that we can see you, right? And this is kind of like this energy where we're talking about, what are we being invited to let go of? What are you surrendering to? And what are you allowing to unfold in your divine timing? You're allowing yourself to see exactly what's going on in front of your face, and you're making executive decisions in real time. Tap in real time. That is what you're invited to do. And let me tell you why that's next level. Because when you are able to tap in and say, I see this, I know this, I'm moving around this, I'm moving towards it or away from it. When you're able to look at what is happening right there, it makes you move. Like physically, it makes you get up and walk away. It makes you get up and move away at all times. You see what I'm saying? And it goes even deeper from time to time, because oftentimes you don't know why, or other people can't tap in and figure out why. This is the type of energy where you just disappear, right? And I know that I picked the Three of Pentacles, but the Three of Pentacles is a very holy number. So this is more like staying rooted into who you are, trusting your intuition, trusting God, and going with the God flow of things, and not allowing people to take advantage of you. And so when we are surrendering, let me look at a definition or a word that goes with surrendering to this type of energy. Look, revelation. Tap in. Tap in. So when we are surrendering to this next level, God is asking us to do this as an act of revealing or communicating with divine truth. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How are you being invited to trust the flow of the journey? You're being invited through standing 10 toes down into what you believe in and making the moves that you need to make, which is oftentimes retreating from the situation. And then guess what happens? The revelation comes through. Oh my goodness. An enlightening or astonishing disclosure. Oh my gosh. Tap in. Tap in. Oh, when this message reaches you, when you come back to this message, if you're hearing it for the first time, I truly hope I'm sparking something in you that allows you to reevaluate what is going on around you so that you can make the necessary choices in order to create your sacred circle. Because truly, when you're backing away from chaos, you're saying to the world that you deserve a circle of people who inspire you, who love you, who invest in your well-being by energetically, financially, emotionally, whatever, being there for you. And that's what leads me to what unique gifts are you embodying with grace and ease? And what opportunity do you see yourself in clearly, right? So let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. When I say the opportunity you see yourself clearly in, I'm talking about this is next level. You are seeing yourself putting down the weight of other people's problems. You are seeing yourself putting down the weight of other people's problems. This is a strength. When we enter the 10 of Wands energy, usually it's you're carrying so much on your back, right? You're doing so much for yourself. You're trying to juggle many areas of your life. But in the case of our conversation, of this download, it's not about what you're carrying for yourself. It's about what you're carrying for others. Tap in. And that's what makes your journey so unique, because no one is carrying the high level information the way that you are for other people, and it's making it a burden. Tap in. When we think of the 10 of Wands, think of how hot, how much heat is coming from that. Think about the passion that people lay their problems onto you. They use you as the sounding board. They use you as the mind to solve their problems. And so when we go back to the beginning of this conversation of you deading situations, when you're deading the bullshit, let me just be very blunt and clear. When you are saying enough is enough to fuckery that does not allow you to thrive in your greatest energy, when you are there, you are in fact being a soundboard, and you are inviting that negative energy into your soul. And people know that you're watching. People know that you're seeing this. So they want to talk to you about it all the time. They want to get your opinion about it all the time, friend. And I want you to tap in and recognize that's not where you need to be. So we are talking about what strengths and wisdoms and qualities are supporting you right now. The strength that's supporting you right now is the fact that you are putting down everybody else's burden. That takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of understanding of self to know that you can no longer bear the burden of somebody else's journey or problems or chaotic energy, in order for them to figure out what's like, girl, it's too much. It's too much. And so this invites us to heal. It invites us to heal, friend. Wow. The qualities that are supporting you right now is the quality of healing, to make free from injury or disease, to make sound or whole, friend. That's what's coming up for you. When we're talking about support, something that's supporting you during an extraction process while you're removing yourself from the weight of everybody else's problems, you need a level of support. And the support that's coming to you is healing 100%. So you're going to start crafting your sacred circle of people who support you. You're going to be highly sensitive to who comes around you, why they are there, how they're going to show up for you, and you're going to be extremely methodical about who you are now aligning your energy with. Tap in. This is the importance of not only liking this video, but it's also the importance of you learning your lesson from being in cahoots or absorbing the energy of other people who mean you no good, who actually mean the world no good, because people who operate in chaos 24/7, that is a breed of demon energy that don't nobody even want to be around. Okay. I don't even know how to listen. Okay. So I want you to embrace this gift of knowing that not only are you putting down other people's issues, you're putting down those burdens. Tap in, friend. But as you move forward, the healing, not just your inner healing process, but finding people who support that healing process. There is such a huge conversation about not having the right people around you. There's a lot of people who don't believe that there are good people out there, or they've had such negative interactions with people that they don't want to be around them anymore. And I'm telling you, friend, your tribe is out there. Your tribe is out there. And once you find your tribe, it becomes truly a celebration of life. It becomes a celebration of you. And, you know, when we celebrate anything for any reason at any given time, it doesn't always have to be like this huge, big celebration. It doesn't have to be that. Friend, ooh, just come on now. Look, it can be the celebration that you gave yourself the choice. You have the options and you went with that vibed with you to choose you. To choose you. That is worth celebrating right now. Congratulations. Congratulations. It takes a lot. Listen, I know a lot of us who are in this right now, like when we have come to a point where we've healed, we know where we are. But look at you 5 years ago or last year, right? Just let's take the last 12 months. You weren't always like this. It took a journey to get where you are now. It took a series of choices for you to be in a space of saying, not only do I choose me, but I'm choosing me over anything else right now. And that's what that's what the crown frequency is about. That's what this space and community is about. It's about team you. I'm always going to root for you. Okay. My friends come to me all the time. They're like, girl, let me tell you what happened. I'm like, girl, I'm choosing you every step of the way. Like, whatever happened, I'm team you. Why? Because it's important to know that not only do you have the autonomy, but there are benefits, there are rewards for choosing your spiritual sovereignty, your spiritual state of mind, and your peace. Tap in. So I am so happy that this Seven of Cups came in because it's truly inviting us to celebrate self-love. It's inviting us to show gratitude, not just towards ourselves. Of course, we're going to say, oh, thank you for, thank ourselves for getting us out of a sticky situation, but also thanking Source, thanking God, thanking our ancestors that we were able to choose us. Because the fact of the matter is, friends, so many people did not choose themselves, and they are in horrible, sticky situations that they cannot get out of. There are people who are doing bids. There are people who are stuck in relationships that are detrimental because they made a choice that did not benefit them. And so I want to come to you and saying that honoring your journey and what it means for you in this moment, that you have arrived, that you are here, it means so much. It is a light, it is a pathway, and you're there. You're there. From the revelation to the expansion to the healing, and now the choice of you. I'm trying to tell you, somebody said no lies told. Thank you. Thank you. It is an honor to be amongst souls that chose themselves in the most critical times of life. I put a post on my Substack today that said, the odds of you being you is actually extraordinary. The odds that you could have become a statistic and stayed a statistic, but you're not, you've moved through those situations, is absolutely extraordinary. And I'm going old school with the terminology, but you gotta adapt yourself up for that. A lot of people didn't make it here. A lot of people didn't wake up this morning to be able to make a choice for themselves. And here you are in this moment, choosing you, choosing your sanity, choosing your love over things that disturb you. Okay? So I appreciate that affirmation. Oh my goodness. And look, deconstruct. Friend, when I say we are tapped into this message, I'm talking about we are deep into ancestral guidance that is creating a picture, creating a journey for us that allows us to look at where we have been, who we have been with, how we've come to these next level revelations, how we've expanded our mindset, our spiritual set, how we've invited healing in, while at the same time, painful things and people and situations are being extraction. Extraction fucking sucks, friend. Tap in. I mean, have you extracted a pimple on your face? It hurts. It doesn't feel good. Have you gone in for an operation? The healing process hurts. But you chose to do that. You chose to ask for that. And now that you've chosen yourself, out of all the other things you could have possibly done with that moment of time, but a spark. Now you're saying, let's take apart and examine in order to reveal the composition with intention. Tap in. Just to let you know that we are channeling divine, high-level energy, look, in favor of. We're not even playing right now. Whew. And with this, as you go through all of these moments of healing, as you look at your light, as you invite this healing energy in, as you deconstruct what is happening, now that you know that you are shown to be chosen, where can you meet yourself for more tenderness? Where can you soften? Because when you out there fighting for your life, when you fighting for your life against other people, right? When I gave y'all the example that my homegirl said sometimes it felt like her spiritual back was against the wall and she was just trying to punch her way out of a situation. Nobody could hear her or defend her. So in those moments where you're going back and you're revisiting how you got yourself in those sticky situations and how you were dealing with people who operate in chaos and 24/7. Sometimes you blame yourself. You want to you want to come down on yourself. And I'm telling you that in those moments, when you revisit that, friend, tap in. Where can you give your tenderness? Where can you find the space to give yourself an opportunity? Oh my goodness. You give yourself the opportunity by recognizing that passion, that energy that you gave for those moments where you didn't really belong there, but you was doing some stuff you ain't had no business doing and hanging around those that you ain't had no business hanging around. Friend, I want you to tap in and understand that the Six of Wands asks us or tells us it's okay to look back there. But you are learning to take that fire, that soul, that passion, and putting it towards better work. That's what it's asking us to do. That's what it's inviting us to do. This is trusting your timing. This is releasing the pressure around the moments where you're like, okay, I could have done better. Here you are doing better. And if you need to ignite this energy into something that fortifies you or heals you even more, I want you to tap in. I want you to take a deep breath in. And I want you to go back to that person that needs this moment of recognition, needs that moment of tenderness. I want you to go back and I want you to tell that version of you, that bitch, you was tripping. Yes, girl, you was tripping. You was tripping. But this is the lesson that got you here, that got you in this moment. No one on the face of this planet has never had a moment where they just went off the rails and tripped for a moment or two. And in this moment, that was you. That's okay. That is okay, friend. That man. The Six of Wands is asking that when that passion arises within us, that we feel it inside of us, because it comes up as anger. It comes up as high level emotion. It comes up as just burning through in you. And sometimes it's just a moment of time where you just think about it as a spark. Sometimes it just comes up and you're like, why was I that way? I want you to enact moments of tenderness and love. Where do you feel that? When you get there, when you feel that way, when that energy burns through, where do you feel it? Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your stomach? Do you feel it in your hands and your energy portals? Maybe you get a slight headache. Maybe your knees start to ache. Or maybe you don't feel it in your body at all. Maybe you feel it in your soul. Tap in. Tap in. Maybe that's where you feel it. But you still deserve to give yourself grace. And you have been so hard on yourself, friend. I need you to step back. Okay, are we stepping back? I need to take this deep breath in, friend, because when we revisit the younger versions of ourselves, when we revisit the untapped, untamed, unlearned spiritual versions of ourselves, we tend to cuss out the us now for what the then us did back then. Tap in. And that's not fair, friend. That's not fair. Ooh. Let's see. Ooh. Ooh. Because what you ought to know, friend, what you ought to know is that there is nothing in this world that would make you revisit in real time that type of chaos. Are we, friend? I don't think you tapped in with me. You understand that energy holds no weight within your spiritual class. Tap in. That there is no worth or influence within that energy. Tap in. That it is a non-entity. Evelyn Lozada wrongfully said you are a non-mother effing factor. Is that what she said? Tap in. Because when you look back at the demonic energy that you pulled yourself away from to be in the now, those opportunities that you took to choose you to be in the now, when you look back at them, you can now say confidently that all of them demons were non-factors, and that whatever energy you were in, whatever you was going through at the time, shit, that was a momentary lapse of judgment, and you ain't know no better. Now you're here. I believe that you can operate in ignorance. And once you come to light, what I pull revelation, once you come to your moment of light, that's when you start to change. Recognize that some of them folks that you was dealing with, some of that energy that you were in, their moment of light is to continue in the dark. Ooh, tap in. That's why it's imperative that we have these soul-centered conversations, because a lot of the times we don't unpack how eventful something has been or someone has been. We don't unpack it. And we think that it was just happenstance, but it never is. It never is. So let's talk about where you need to bring your attention to right now. We've been in this journey. You've been here. You've done this. So where are you being tapped to come in now? Where are you being invited to bring your attention and presence to? What areas need deeper focus? And friend, hey, I told you, building your sacred circle is where you are tapping into right now. Don't sit up here and act like you don't need a support system, friend. I want you to take several steps back. I want you to focus on who supported you while you was doing the nonsense, when you was doing what you ain't had no business doing. I want you to look at them and say, God, don't ever bring them folks back into my world. I am asking that you present to me for further investigation people who love me unequivocally, people who want to see me do well and will check me when I'm off course, who I can not only confide in, but they will give me loving counsel to the capacity in which they can at the time. The choice is choosing, getting to a space where you are compassionate with yourself and others see that compassion in you and want to feed that, nurture that. They are drawn to that because they are that. They aren't drawn to that because they need a life source to continue with their tomfoolery. No, 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 no. You are asked to upgrade your surroundings, not just your environment of when you walk outside, but the surroundings of the people that you speak to on the phone, the surroundings of the people that you meet for your coffee or tea. I don't judge. Surroundings of the people who say, if you got a goal, a dream, bitch, dream bigger. That's who you want around you. When you are calling your support system and you're saying, girl, I am so tired because nothing is moving, and your support system said, girl, God is moving. What you talking about? Sometimes you got to show a little patience. And sometimes that's hard. But when you have a thorough support system around you, girl, get by with a little help from my friends. The Beatles said, get high with a little help from my friends, but you won't be high off this next level spiritual realm information, this divine movement. Hear what I'm saying? I feel like, oh, look, nurture. I was about to say something about that song, but girl, nurture. Something that nourishes. Oh, y'all listen to this. Tap in. The sum of the environmental factors. Y'all not even ready. The sum of the environmental factors influencing the behavior and traits expressed by an organism. That's you, friend. To further develop or foster or educate. That's you, friend. The Three of Cups, the choice has been made. The Three of Cups is telling you to nurture not just yourself, but the people that you surround yourself with. This 2025 is the year of receiving. Okay? I busted that down on my Substack, and I'll link that in below after I get finished this message. In this year of receiving, your friends and support system is going to thrive because now you have the eye for it. Now you have the heart for it. Now you know what you don't want. And let me let you in on a little secret, friend. Tap in. What you don't want is almost as important as what you do want. Knowing what you don't want is as important, just like liking this video, as what you do want. Sometimes your direction is not clear, but you know you don't want to go that way. Sometimes your choices aren't exactly leveling to what you needed to be, but you know it ain't that. So the choice is clear. This is a season of nurturing. And I love that for you, friend. And with this season of nurturing, what new possibilities are opening up so you can trust your rhythm, so you know what's finna go down? I don't even remember if I shuffled these cards. We're going to shuffle them again. Ooh. Oh, my goodness. Tap in. Tap in. We have been deep in Pentacles energy. We have been here. And this is a reminder with the Seven of Pentacles to recognize that we don't know everything, and that's okay. Way back in the day, I learned this trick from my uncle. He said, make a circle with your hand like this. Everything that you do know is within this circle, right? Everything. You know all this right here, right? Everything outside of this circle right here, you don't know none of that shit. You don't know none of it, okay? And that is okay. That is okay. The Seven of Pentacles is saying, not only do you know this information that you have at will at your hands and your fingertips, but you can start planting the seeds and you can start allowing yourself to digest new information that will help you grow and develop further down the line. Tap in. This is where the new adventures unfold. I'm getting tap in. Say it. I am getting the message that you need to open up your journal and write something. This is the era. This is the year of receiving, friend. Tap in. I busted that wide open. This is your year to ask for what you want and beyond. And I will remind you every chance I get, friend. When you manifest, you make sure you ask God, you ask your ancestral realm, you ask the spiritual realms to give you what beyond what you can see, to give you beyond what you can see. Tap in. Woo. Y'all, when I heard that song earlier today, quick to death the boy like a matador, by what's his name? What Miguel? Woo wee. Oh, compassion and vulnerability. So we deaden all of the BS that you were dealing with before, especially with them folk, whoever them folk is. It could be folk at the job. It could be folk in your friendship circle. It could be folk with your family. It could be folk out on the street. It could be folk who keep attracting themselves to you. You ever just attract a certain type of person? You ever just tap in and be like, why these demons keep coming to me? We didn't know it. They will no longer be attracted to you, friend, because you will start showing yourself compassion. That's what you're going to start doing. And being vulnerable just means that you are capable. You are capable of being open. That there are possibilities beyond where you are now. And the only way to allow yourself to be less vulnerable is to up your ritual game and your protection game, friend. Tap in. To up your prayers, friend. Tap in. Thank you, girl, because let me tell you all of this. You see, demons showing up. And as I said at the beginning, we're going to let them misbehave in the comments section, because as long as they hear, they're going to get this word. Tap in. This is the ultimate time, since we're talking about receiving, to elevate your prayers, friend. To elevate your rituals, friend. This is the ultimate time to get there. And that's why I have invested so much into my baby, Prayer Alchemy. I will leave that link down below. Prayer Alchemy is my baby. It is a way for, it is an offering of to not follow somebody else's rules and system of prayer and spirituality, but to usher in your own. And here, as we continue to deconstruct and understand what is before us, It is important to realize that you are the prize, friend. Okay? That you are the one who is truly, truly deserving of winning. You are the one that is attracting. You are the one that's bringing in that energy. I want you to take what resonates. I want you to breathe in. And I want you to take what resonates and leave the rest, because this is ultimately your journey. No one else can go out here for you. Your path is unfolding exactly as it needs to. So I want you to let the words sit with you, and you can return to this whenever. As a matter of fact, I go deeper into these channel messages on my blog, and I'll leave that link down below as well. Whatever clarity you need will come in its own time. Friend, this is a community that will be built on the foundation of love, trust, and team you. And I enjoy spending this time with you. This is some of the best time I've had in a very long time. And I thank you for joining me. I thank you for hanging out with me. And you guys are just the bee's knees. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell, because y'all, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Now, before we go, let me just pull one more to close out. And this is going to be the energy that you will sit with as you unpack everything that we spoke about this evening. Because, wow, we pulled out some messages. So much so I actually got a confirmation. Oh, I got a confirmation right there in the chat. Freedom. This message invites us to understand how loving yourself more, how being team you brings you into an awareness of freedom. And I love that for you, friend. Tap in. As we came into this message, we tapped in by taking a deep breath in. So we will do that again. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. The divine light in me honors and recognizes the divine light in you, friend. Namaste. Bye.